All right, level 2, I'd like to welcome you to my first digital online class. Today, what we're going to be doing is working on the paper still life. So on Google Classroom, you guys saw that the first assignment for this week is the first two, and what I mean by this is vertical rows. So I've got a vertical row here that you're going to be completing, and then the second vertical row that you all are going to be completing, first of all, in tints of white and cream, and then you're going to go back into it with color. So the first demonstration that I'm going to do is the white and the cream. So if you look on my iPad, I've got the purple paper strip, and that's kind of a cool tone, and then I've got the warmer yellow tone here. And so I use for the purple a white to do the value. And if you look, there's a really, really bright area right here. And I went into it, if you look at the direction of the fold right here, I went in the direction of the fold. You can also go, if you look at the direction down here, you can also go in this direction and hatch it a bit. If you view this right here, there's quite a few little tones of shadows right here. So there's different layers of shadows that you're going to observe on your purple paper strip. So if you look, I barely did anything for the lighter shadow. There's a little bit there that you could add just a little bit of a base tone to, but this really dark one, I'm going to leave it alone for right now. I might have to add a little bit as I color it, but for right now I'm just going to leave that blank. Now I did draw just with my graphite the outlines of where that is, so I won't get lost. And if you look down here, it gets really, really dark right here, and I didn't add really any tones right there. So let's look, and this was all in white, so let's look at the yellow paper strip right here. So on the yellow paper strip, if you look on my iPad, is really, really bright. It's not really that bright in person, but I do know what I'm going to have to do is really build up my layers of yellow right here, of the cream, before I actually add the yellow, because if I don't, when you apply the yellow on here, it's going to end up looking really dull and almost green. So add a little bit more than what you might anticipate. You could always add more as you go, and you may have to add cream or white even on top of the yellow that you actually are going to add later on this. The paper strips, you can see the red that is intersecting both the purple and the yellow. You can see I added a base to that just on the highlighted areas where you've got the heavier, darker areas. I started to fade that out, and I didn't add anything there. On the green, I did the same thing on that paper strip right here, as well as you've got the purple down here that I started on. So the demonstration that I'm going to do today is on this really strange looking shape, this cast shadow, and this cast shadow actually comes from the green paper strip as well as the curve that you see from the purple. So I chose this one because it's got a really light layer right here. If you look, that's extremely light right there, and then you've got a medium kind of dark area, and then you've got an extreme dark area. So I thought that would be a good thing to show you guys just for demonstration purposes. So the main thing that I would tell y'all is you need a ruler. You're also probably going to need this pencil if you need to draw some more boundaries for your shadows and things like that. You're going to need two really, really sharpened pencils, and the main thing as you work, if you see your pencil dull a little bit, go back and spend the time to sharpen it, because it's going to make a difference in the quality of your work. So we're adding a really nice base tone here, and if you look, it transitions into a medium lighter tone. So I'm going to add just a little bit of that, and I'm going in the direction of my shadow right here. And I'm really hatching. That's basically what's going on with my technique. I do cross hatch, but it just depends on the position of your paper. So just pay attention really to the way it's drawn to the side, and you'll start going in that direction. If it's got a little bit of an angle to it, you'll kind of go in that direction. So this is that really weird dark shape. I'm not going to do a whole lot to that, but since it is yellow, I am going to actually add just a little bit of a tone right there, and I've got to go back around that tone, and I've got to lighten the shadow around it so you can see that. But if you had something like the purple, you know, you've got that same dark tone, say right there, and I'm leaving that alone. But since this is such a light color, I am adding a little base there, and I may have to do a little bit more later on. So the next video I'm going to do is on the color application. So you'll see a lot of progress next time around. Y'all have a great day, and if you have any questions, just send me an email.